Hey guys, another episode of the Trading Vault, and today we've got Thobeka from FX Goat. Previously, we had some of the other team members on. I don't know if you recall, we had 3 of the members on, and today we've got a female trader, which is actually a refreshing touch, something different to only the male dominant characters that we usually have on. So Thobeka, I really want to welcome you to the podcast. I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and just tell the listeners a little bit about yourself before we get into this.
Greetings. My name is Thobeka Ndlovu, yet I'm known as Tiran the Goat, at the one and only female goat under the FX Goat mentor, or I should say, the only female in the game, which is the male-dominated game. I've been trading for the past 2 years. I'm very young. I'm 20 years old.
And where are you from?
I'm actually from KZN. Yet now I'm residing in Joburg, or I should say Funnel Bay.
And did you start your journey with FX Goat, or did you come across them through other paths? It's always interesting to find out how everybody finds their home in terms of mentorship and where they establish themselves.
Okay, with my journey, I can say I was inspired by the FX Goat, and I started with them because I just didn't be a mentor. I started from being their student. I started being their student for like 2 years. I attended every seminar they hosted, whether it was around or out of my province. I made sure I attend everything because the way I was so dedicated, passionate, and wanting to break the so-called saying that forex is only for males. And guess where am I? I'm here. I made it. I made it.
And what would you say was the driving force to actually start trading? What was your initiation to get into trading, or what led you to want to trade? Obviously right. The money, but there's usually there's usually something deeper in terms of a bigger vision for yourself, or a stepping stone towards something bigger.
It's because that with trading, you're not limited. Like, the money is not fixed. Actually, as you said, that obviously it will be money, but yeah, with trading, you don't have a fixed amount. You are like not bottled up somehow, I can say. And my dreams are too big for a salary, I can say.
And obviously, through this journey, did you have any background at a younger age that trading fascinate you? Was it something that you looked into maybe when you were younger? Because I know when I was younger, I was looking at stocks. Still remember my first experience with stocks was on FNB Share Builder. And after the first 3 stocks I bought, shortly, I think it was 6 months later, only losing money. And I thought, no shit, let me get back to the 9-to-5 grind. And eventually got back into it again, but that's where I started. Was there anything in terms of your younger self where you looked at trading or stocks?
All right. With my past in trading, I started off taking chances. As you know, that all of us, we get in with the idea that I want to get rich quick and whatsoever, but no lie, because FX Goat was just like there for every single student. And with the student that I was attending with, they can be the one testifying upon what I'm going to say right now, is that I used to be a nuisance in a way that whatever I don't understand, I ask. Whatever I ask in a way that, I even tagged them on Instagram. And then obviously, you lose money, but I won't lie and say I've lost a lot. Now, the biggest amount I can say I lost when I was still in my journey is like 2K. It was 2,000 Rand. It's not much compared to what I've done now. It's just that risk management wasn't good. Psychology wasn't good. Just a lot of things. I just came in with the idea of that if I trade, I know I will win. It's a definite win without having the idea that, number one, the market doesn't own me. I'm not related to the market. So obviously, it will never, ever like always respect me,
Yes, yeah,
respect.
yeah.
So yeah, FS Code guided me in everything. They kept on preaching the word. I still remember that says focus on the knowledge first and then money afterwards. And also focus on the skill first, focus to master the skill, and then lifestyle shall come later. Took those words. Even now, I'm still living upon those words.
And was it, obviously it's daunting. Like I've chatted to a few females in the past, and I showed them some charts, and they're like, nah, that it's not something that I really want to do. Even my wife. Was it scary at the start, or was it something that you looked forward to engaging in?
Scary. It was so scary because whenever I analyzed alone, okay, there'll be a lot of lines and all trends over what. Because obviously, when you're starting, you'll just have a lot of information that is not even needed at that point. Obviously, I'll be comfortable analyzing alone. And then when the goals, like if we have sessions, they'll be like, can we have one person to analyze? And they'll just pick, it'll be a long story because the way they analyze, it's so simple and clear, clean minds, people, shit, I was so scared. And besides being in a male-dominated industry, it needs courage and it needs a big heart. As you know, that as ladies, we are sometimes a bit fragile, I can say. Whenever I lost even a small amount of money, I used to cry, beat myself up, I feel like giving up. But at the same time, because I hadn't like reached the goal and the reason why I started, I hadn't reached that aim. Therefore, I had to continue.
And what would you say was the toughest part of this journey so far?
The toughest part is support, I can say, because I didn't have anyone supporting me, even at home. My parents used to say it's Illuminati things because I was always on my phone and laptop. They'll just say I'm a Illuminati, what. I was taken to church to get prayed for and all of that.
Had to get re-saved, rebaptized.
Yeah, so they needed to do all of that. They didn't support me. Imagine whenever I asked for little money, they didn't. They're like, okay, I wasn't getting like money for school lunch and whatever, but all that little amount of money I got at that time, whenever they feel like they're giving me, I used to save it up. Even if I'm not saving it up, I used to like go knock door to door, asking to polish their shoes, wash their windows, just to get money to fund my account and test the strategy I wanted to test at that moment. But the journey wasn't easy. I won't lie. I wasn't easy. Imagine being baptized for and being prayed for. Saying that you have lumin because of your laptop and cell phone. That was.
And obviously now, how's things going now with the parents?
I imagine because I always remind them, they'll be like, I'm proud of you and get me away. You took me to a pastor. Actually, not even one pastor, a lot of pastors praying for me, saying that I have Illuminati. And then my mom will be like, let's say I withdrew money, I made profits and withdrew and
you have to tithe. You have to tithe now.
Because that's my only responsibility at the current moment. It's my parents only. So I give them. And then my mom will be like, even when I was also young, I used to play this. I'm like, how? You used to play Illuminati? And then it will be as if I'm rude or something. Because I'm just reminding her of what she used to say to me.
During those tougher times, what was it that you relied upon pushing through? Was it just your personality of not giving up? Was it somebody in your family that you looked up to? Did you chat to somebody? How did you get through those tough times? Because obviously, like you mentioned, there were times when you wanted to give up. But what was it that carried you through all of that?
Oh, okay. The thing that kept me pushing or kept me going was that number one, I hadn't had reached the aim or the goal I wanted to reach. And I'm this kind of person, I'm a go-getter, I can say. Whatever I want, I get. So by that time, I haven't like got what I wanted. So I had to keep on pushing. And the other person I can say I was speaking to was Mr. Andrew Walker. He was the one that was always there. Whenever I felt like giving up, I'll ask for advice. What advice would you give a person who thinks of giving up? He'll just say simple, straightforward advices that will like beat you up in a way that you'll be like, yo. And then there was also this other dude we went to school with. He once told me that I will be nothing in life. Instead, I'll be cleaning his garden, I'll be his garden girl and whatever. And I asked him, where are you getting that from? Because it was just a lot of us. And then he just said that to me. He was just like, you be my garden girl and whatever. And they were like, okay. From that day,
You wanted
my
to
mind
prove
was
a
like,
point.
oh, you know what? Because he has said that, I just want to prove it to him that, you know what? I can do it with or without his point of views or whatsoever, but I can do it.
Yeah, that's a lot of times when people doubt you, that creates some fuel for the fire. And
Mm.
yeah, in terms of wanting to give up, I think what people don't realize is that motivation won't always be there, but discipline. If
But,
you're disciplined, you'll still show up every day. So motivation can stay for a little while and it can go, but if you're disciplined and that discipline is ingrained in you, you'll show up every day. You'll try and be that 1% better every day up until the point where your breakthrough happens. So there's no point in giving up. That's always what I tell people. Don't be silly in terms of chasing a dream that you've given energy. Like I've told a lot of people, maybe it's not in you to trade. Like there's no shame in it.
mm,
Some people will do this for years and not make it in it. Then there needs to be a time where you say, okay, look, I'm going to give it one more shot. If it doesn't work, like just be real with yourself. There are other avenues that you can pursue. Uh,
mm.
Obviously, you're still very young. What are your dreams looking like for the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you see yourself?
Okay. I'm planning to buy a car, and then from there, I can say I wanna invest in property.
Yeah, that's good. But building residual income and investing into assets, that is believe it or not, property is still one of the best assets to own, irrespective. I've actually talked about this as well previously. If you're going to look at the last 72 years in terms of the property market and in terms of the actual stock market, property is still one of the most stable forms of assets or asset classes. Even though we go through property slumps, property is still something that you can own that is a very good investment. So it's
Yeah,
good
it's a
to,
very course it doesn't depreciate. That's what good about it.
and it's a store of value. So as inflation goes up, the price of your home is also going to go up. Where something else, let's say for instance, you're sitting on cash, inflation basically eats up the value of your money. So the buying power of your R1 now in 3 years' time or 4 years' time could depreciate by 30% or your buying parity. But with property, you'll always store your value in terms of what inflation is also doing. So very, very good investment. You're still very young, but it's good to see that you've got your head screwed on in the right place. And
Yeah.
it's always good to see younger traders, especially female traders, up and coming traders. And honestly, I wish you all of the best in this journey, and may you inspire a lot of more traders and also females to enter the industry. And yeah, we want to see more females in the industry. Guys, ladies, do not be scared. Yes, Thobeka, 20 early, early in her early in her 20s, trading, taking this on, and she still has a long career ahead of her. So in closing, just want you to give the guys some advice, maybe some key tips that you can provide them in this journey, something that a little bit of a light bulb moment for you in your trading that maybe you can share with them. And that could maybe be the turning point for some of the listeners and some of the viewers watching this podcast.
The advice I can give, like upcoming traders, I should say beginners or females, is that focus on the skill, focus on mastering the skill. No matter how long it takes, but you going to get there. And some people, it might take slowly to see progress, while others, their progress is faster than yours. It doesn't mean you're going. As long as you keep on studying, mastering the skill, don't rush to trade real account. Forex is not a get rich kind of scheme, I should say. Just don't rush. Focus on mastering the skill. And motivation is not enough. Fine, motivation motivates you at that moment to keep you up for those hours, I can say, or for that day. And then the next day, will you still listen to the same motivation? Obviously, it wouldn't be kicking in the way it's kicked in a day before, meaning that motivation is not enough, but discipline, knowing what you want. Never stop or don't give up while you haven't reached your goal. Whenever you feel like giving up, just remember why you started. No one cares about you. You are your own change. You are your own change. If you lie or sleep on yourself, who will be the one waking up for you or working for you? No one. No one cares about you. You the one to care about yourself. Just make sure you keep focused. Make sure you don't entertain social media things and whatsoever, as much as it might have a lot of pleasure. Keep on working or studying at your own pace. As people, we're different. Our success journey will never be the same. Our success journey will never be the same. That's what I have.
She's preaching here, guys. At this stage, you need to say amen. We need to get an amen there from the front rows. No, I think everything you said there is very valuable, and in terms of the process, we need to fall in love with the process, because ultimately, once you reach the end goal or the end product, if you didn't fall in love with the journey, you're actually going to feel flat once you reach that thing that you were chasing, and now all of a sudden it's like, flip, this was my goal, I've reached it, and now all of a sudden it's not really that exciting. But the actual process and the journey, and I think guys fail to realize it, but that is where the character gets built during the tough times, during the hard times, because usually when the game gets tough, that's when you really get your heels into the ground, and it's like, okay, now we got to work. But if everything is going easy, everything's going well, then you're not really going to be in that mindset of, flip, I need to outwork the next trader, or I need to outwork even my own work ethic. And this is something maybe I would say, I wouldn't say it's necessarily specific to South Africa, but the younger generation does not want to work hard. It's like, when you talk about work, it's almost like working hard is beneath me. The weird thing was, while I was doing a postgrad, we were sitting in a lecture hall, and there were a lot of MDs and high executives in the class as well. And we talked about this: how do you work yourself through the ranks? And one of the things I said was that if you lead, or if you're an example, being first at the office, leaving last, doing that extra mile, and then the majority of the people said, no, that's not how you do it, and that should not be the way to advance in a corporate environment. And I'm like, but how are you going to stand out from the crowd? because let's say you work in a certain industry or at a certain faculty or wherever, everybody's got the same degree, everybody's doing the same task, but what's going to differentiate you from the 6, 7, 8 people around you if you're not putting that extra effort? So that is something, as Thobeka also mentioned, work hard, fall in love with the process, and the results will follow. If you stick it out.
They should work extra hard. They should work extra hard.
But I really appreciate you. And where can the guys find you? Instagram, is that your main platform?
Okay, Instagram, my Instagram handle is Tiran, TIRAN _the_goat. Or you can just search FX Goat _ and go to the followers that is followed by FX Goat. You'll find me there. Facebook, it's Tiran the Goat. TikTok, Tiran the Goat 26.
We'll pop that in the description as well. And you must probably most active on Instagram, I guess.
Active on Instagram, yeah.
Sweet. And what's the plans for the rest of the year? Are you guys doing any events, anything that people should be looking out for?
This coming week on the 7th of October, we are attending a seminar that we will be hosting it at PTA, Pretoria, on the 7th of October. Make sure to pull through. And ladies, we have a group chat. We have a group under Facebook. It's Females in Forex. Make sure to join, to catch me live. And most of the days, teaching each other, growing each other. I'll also be growing from you as much as you will be growing from me. For the mere fact that I'll be your mentor, it doesn't mean that I know more than you. We'll all be learning together. Make sure to pull up. I'm here for you. I just want to make it with your guys.
And guys, that is not for you to go and find a wife in that group. It's females only. So please stay out of the chat there, because I can already see a few guys wanting to slip into the DMs there on Facebook. Getting there. And actually, before we end the podcast, I didn't even ask you in terms of your instruments, what you trade predominantly.
Predominantly I trade NAS 100, and in addition of NAS 100, it's the major pairs, I can say. Major pairs. Okay. Whichever I see that the structure is proper, much more understandable, and it's just an obvious buy or sell trade, and then I trade it.
Sweet.
With all of them, though, I analyze all of them and then choose those that have structure.
Perfect. And do you trade every day? Are there any specific days you trade?
No, I don't trade every day. I trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I trade Friday. Really, not always. But mostly Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I don't trade Mondays because there's a lot of manipulations taking place. It's either the market is creating new setup or finishing the setup it didn't complete on Friday.
Guys, that is Tiran, Thobeka from the FX Goat group. I really appreciate your time, and we'll definitely have you on again, maybe sharing some technicals on the charts. And really all of the best for you in this journey. I will be following you. Guys, check out Instagram and social media handles in the description below. And please leave a comment on this video if you have any questions for Tiran, and then we can maybe get on a follow-up podcast, answer some of those questions, be it technical, be it through a personal journey, whatever it is. But again, thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great week. And Tiran, also hope you have a blessed week, and all of the best.